Okay, ready. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. And thank you for being here with us this morning. So we welcome you to our webinar, DGS 102, I am certified, now what? So some housekeeping rules are, this webinar is being recorded. The link to the recording and presentation will be emailed to you. So if you have any question, please type it in the chat. And the questions will be answered at the end of the presentations. Okay, move on to the next slide, please. Okay, so we have some survey for you. Some polls questions are, you have a certification number with the state. And we would like to know if you do or you don't, so we can help you with that, okay? And question number 2 is, have you been in business the past 12 months? Do you have a business license? So please take a few seconds and answer these questions.
Fourth question down at the bottom, just read, have you done business with the state before?
Oh, sorry, yes. So if you have done business with the state before, please say yes or no. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Let's
Just
Okay.
go
hold 1 second, please, Sarah.
So yes, okay, so we have the result, okay? That's good news. There are like 25% of people, they said that they have a certification number with the state, which is great, I'm sure that maybe you attended the first webinar, where we show like how you're certified with the state. So if you need some help, we are here to help you. Okay, so the question number 2, you've been in business the past 12 months. So all of you, wow, that's a great start. So everybody's business owner. Okay, question number 3, you have a business license. Everybody does have a business license. That's a great news. So have you done business with the state before? Wow, so none of you have ever done, business with the state. And I am so honored to, let you know that this is what you're gonna be learning today, how you expand your business. So we have a special guest for you. We have a Darwin Manuel, and I am so honored to introduce, Darwin Manuel to you guys, because he's gonna let you know a lot of information, how you do business with the state. Okay, so please, let's have a welcome for Darwin Manuel, for our special guest, and let's start with our webinar. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much,
Darwin.
History. And thank you, Christina, for putting this together along with your crew and your team with SCORE. Again, my name's Darwin. Today I'll be presenting the second of 3 webinars. This one will focus on I'm certified, now what? And the first one, if you were here with us, it was how to do business with the state of California. Basically talked about certification and getting registered. So if you're not certified yet, that's okay too. You could get the information here today and use it towards getting started and then getting recertified. And so we'll be going over what to do next with what you can do with that certification and how it could benefit your business. Excuse me, real quick, let me just move on to the next slide here. And so again, my name is Darwin Manuel. I specifically work with DGS within the Office of Small Business and Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise Services, also referred to as OSDS. There's a lot of acronyms with state government and even federal government. So you got to get used to some of those acronyms. So, but I'll be sure to make sure I explain it before I start mentioning them. My role as a business outreach liaison is to educate you with our services and to train you on how to do business with the state of government, with the California state government. We strive to help you understand the state contracting process. We offer assistance for bidding on state contracts, identifying where those contract opportunities are, and introducing the programs, state programs that are available. So you'll have an opportunity to ask questions at the end of our presentation here. You also, as mentioned, will get a copy of this PowerPoint, and we'll have it recorded. We'll have other opportunities for you to get more information and learn exactly what it takes to do business with the state government. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about an array of topics. I'll try my best not to overwhelm you with too much information, but you'll get a chance to ask your questions at the end. Also, you'll have our email address. So if questions don't come up today, we can go over it in more detail personally through our email. So the topics that are being covered today will cover California State Contracts Register. That's CSCR. This is where all the solicitations and opportunities are housed within the eProcure system. We're going to talk about updating and improving your profile and why that's important. Researching past purchases within bids that went out in the past. So that reason for this is you really want to understand what was happening in purchases similar to ones that you're bidding now. That way the blueprint is laid out for you and you'll be able to follow the steps to bid in the future. We'll talk about DVBE Advocates and what that means and how they can help you. Reciprocity, these are other opportunities that you'll have beyond state government. And we'll talk about resources like SCORE for one. They're such a great partner of us. They get you started and from the ground up and let you know exactly how to get your business going and moving in the right direction. We'll also talk about commercially useful function and why this is important within state government. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll cover the how do you search for competitive state contracting solicitations. For that, you're going to want to go to our website. This is where all our databases, www.caliprocure.ca.gov. And when you type that in, this is how that landing space should look like, or that landing page should look like. We've made some changes. If you visited our website before, all the information is still there, but it might look a little different to you if you haven't visited us recently. Where the arrow's pointing, this is where you would log in and register. And basically, this is where you would know if you're certified or not, right? If you once you get your certification, you could log in here and register. So when we're talking about CSCR, that's the California State Contracts Register, this is where you would see this red arrow here. This is where you would begin. And every solicitation that's up for bid from every department from the state is housed here. And then you'll also find information about your account, first and last name, all that within this page. And then once you move further along with the California State Contracts Register, you'll see what the event name is. Event name really just means the solicitation, the opportunity. Why they call it event name, I don't know, but that's what they're going with. I don't want to confuse you with that title. All that means is the solicitation or opportunities that you're searching for. And then right here where it says advanced search, well, this is to view all the bid solicitations, all the RFQs, requests for a quotation, all the RFPs, requests for proposal that's being posted by every state is on eProcure. And then when you move further along, you can search by keyword or search by the department date right here. The keywords, we'll talk more about this, UNSPSC codes and what that means for you. You can search by code indicating a certain type of product or service. And then these are the service area where you're basically where you're going to be able to provide service for your products or services. And then contract license type, any type of license that you might need based on this, on the procurement that you're looking to do will be also available right here. All right, and then the bottom, I hope you can see that. This is where you would save your information and move along. All right, so once you click on that, you'll get more information about the solicitation number, the event name, and the department that's actually all the departments that are producing this specific solicitation, when the solicitation ends. So these are important information that you need to know as a vendor because you want to know when you would have to turn it in by. So they give you specific dates and the status, whether it's posted or if it's still available or not. All right. Let's move on to the next information here is the event details. Now, here you'll find the solicitation date, when it's due, who the point of contact will be, and also the email address where you get more information about the solicitation requirements. And you'd also be able to find where where you're able to post and seek for a subcontractor or a prime. The contact information is in the red right there with their email and also their phone number. And then if you need to view more information about this specific solicitation, you would click on that red top view for the package. It just gives you more details and as far as licensing information that you would need. All right. Okay, so eProcure profile is this is similar. You want to maintain your information with lots of how you would basically your eProcure profile is similar to profiles you maintain with lots of organizations, whether it be personally or professionally. So what I mean by that is the information you have on your profiles generally consists of contract information about you, and in the case of eProcure, your business. There's basic information like phone number, email, address, your website, and physical address that you want to keep up to date. You also have information on your profile that describes what you do, essentially what the products or services you're going to sell within the state of California. And these take the form of the keywords and UNSPSCs. Keywords and UNSPSCs are one of the most significant parts of your profile when it comes to getting contract opportunities. And they're the most common parts of the profile where businesses and owners can make their mistakes. What I mean by that, if you don't have the right codes or UNSPSC codes or keywords, then the buyers can't find you. So you really want to have a robust list of words or keywords and UNSPSC codes. All right. So let's talk about the more about the list of keywords here. And how do I use keywords? You want to show goods and services and enter whatever keywords you want. Certification, profile, only buyers use them to find you. When you register your business, you'll be asked to give a list of these keywords and UNSPSC codes to indicate what your business can provide for the state. So when the buyers are searching for the SB DVB's eProcure to find what they're procuring for, they can find your business. And like I said, this is very important because you need, if you don't do a comprehensive, thorough job of listing what your business sells or provides, then you may miss out on a potential opportunity to compete for a contract. All right. So you can list what your business provides using these codes. You can also receive notifications when the state posts a new solicitation for what you sell with these UNSPSC codes. Why state buyers use keywords and UNSPSC codes? Because every state department must meet a goal. And that goal is the 25% of S for small businesses and 3% for the disabled veteran business enterprise that's mandated within the state of California. Basically, what it's saying is that each fiscal year, these departments have to meet their goals of buying from small businesses like yourself. State buyers can also bypass posting solicitations on eProcure and contracts directly by just contracting with 2 small businesses or 2 DVBEs. So some of these solicitations may not necessarily have to be listed or posted. So it's important for you to have these keywords out there, and so that that way they can find you or maintain a relationship with the small business advocates, which will be giving you more information on later. To achieve this, like I mentioned, existing relationships and word of mouth. That's one way you can know what solicitations are not listed. All right, so let's go a little over this UNSPSC codes. It stands for United Nations Standard Product and Services Codes. So it's an 8-digit code that identifies a good or a service. And there's a hierarchy within this 8-digit code. As you'll notice on level 1, it says 1, 4, and then zeros after that, right? An example of this is the paper. With level 2, you'll see that it's more direct, and there's 2 digits after that and 4 zeros at the end. Level 3 gets more specific. And then level 4, it becomes very specific. Reason I'm bringing this up is because usually when a buyer is looking for a specific good or service, they're within the level 2 or 3 when it comes to searching for information. That way, when you're listing your UNSPSC codes, you could stay within that realm. And I'll also be showing you ways to create like a cheat code to see, what codes are already being used out there. That way you could just copy some of that information and see what your competitors are using. So if they've done service with the state before and they've won contracts, that the codes that they're using are correct or similar. And it could help you in the long run in your pursuit to gain contracts. All right. Now, let's see. Now, to give you an example, I want you to think of searching for a book in a library. eProcure, our system, is nowhere near being as efficient as what you might be used to with Google. So let's say you're looking for a book on a pet behavior. I might search for pets, animals, psychology, behavior, training, and so forth. Likewise, when you're typing a keyword for your specific business and what you're selling, you want to use similar synonyms to get certifications for your profile. So on here it says the registration profile and certification profile. Registration profile is the notifications you'll receive on opportunities that you've indicated. The certification profile, that's more like what you're saying that you can do. So whatever information you put on the certification profile, just know that this is what you want to say that you can actually do. Registration profile just gives you an idea of the different types of commodities or products and services that's being put out there for bid. All right, we'll go over updating your eProcure notification. And for this, you want to make sure you're logged into your eProcure profile. And from the top-down menu, you're going to want to click on Manage Notifications. So I'll show you how that looks like here. You go on Login Registration from this front page. And then once you're logged in, you would see in the red where it says Manage Notifications. Right, that's where you would click to manage your notifications. And then next, it's going to ask you, would you like to receive SB/DVBE subcontracting listing notifications? Here you would want to say yes, so that way you could get some listings on possibly subcontracting. And then it'll take you to this next page. Would you like to receive event notifications for CSCR bidding opportunities? I would assume that's what you're here for. You want to you want to learn and get bidding opportunities. So you would want to answer yes to that also. And then the next slide, this basically tells, this is where you can add or delete codes that you would need, or you would like to add, or maybe you don't want to receive any more notifications for that specific solicitation or opportunity, and you can add or delete here. Make sure you click save at the end, otherwise all the work that you tried to get done will not save. And then from here, this is where you would gain all those UNSPSC codes and get a list. If you already know what you're looking for, you could type in the UNSPSC code, or you could put in a description. And then once you select that UNSPSC code, it moves it to the right for your notification selections, just as this slide is showing. All right, now I wanted to actually go over updating your eProcure certification profile. That first step that I was showing you was getting notification for your I'm sorry, not for your certification, but for your registration profile. So those are just alerts that you would receive that you want to know more information about. This for your certification profile, this is what you can actually do. So it's a different list. Again, you would go back to the same landing spot, and this time you're gonna click on manage certification. So when you're managing your certification, oh, sorry about that. I'll take you to this list, and you could amend your application on the right, where hope you can see that in red. And then it'll take you to this page. And the other was, you can click on that, and it'll give you the options to put all the other codes that you want to enter in. This is where you could enter in more notifications for actual UNSPSC codes. And then this next page, if you want to save and continue all the amendments that you've made, you would click here. And this next page, it'll also show you the service areas that you would like to be able to do work in. So you could either add all the service areas statewide and receive all that information, or you could be more specific and say, hey, I could only do work in these areas. So it's up to you, but whatever you put is going to be really important for the buyer to understand exactly the type of business that they're dealing with. This is very important for you to actually match the type of job that you do, because if you get a call and then you stated that you could do work in YOLO in Alpine, and then they call you and you tell them no, then it doesn't make you very credible. And you may not receive another call if you're stating it in your information, but you're not able to do the work there. So that's the importance of having your notifications on your certification separate. And what you put here is going to be very important in regards to saying the type of work and where you can do the work in. And then the red areas, this is where you would be able to add service areas. And the plus sign right here is where you would be able to add more keywords. All right, from this point, you'll see the options to get a description of the type of UNSPSC classifications that you're adding. And then I'll take you to this page. You'll be able to add and delete from this page. Do you want to transfer your UNSP codes from your bidder registration? You could say yes, or you could say no, because you might want to keep those separate, right? That way, you know, it's specific to what type of jobs you're going to be able to do. And that's pretty much it in regards to updating your UNSP classification codes. You really just want to get yourself familiar with our eProcure system so you can navigate through it and know that you're getting the right notifications. Now I want to go over how you can actually do some research. This is in regards to skippers, this fiscal skippers that I mentioned earlier, to find public procurement information. You can type in a keyword here, and this is where you would go on the website to find public procurement information. You would click on this red box right here. And then once you click on it, it'll have the past purchases on state contracting and procurement registration system. That's what Skipper stands for. All right, and then it'll bring you to this page. I would try to fill in as much as possible to get you more information. You can download this into an Excel spreadsheet. The most important part is what department is what they're buying and what was bought, how much they bought it for, and who won the contract. These are the researches that you may want to know more information about. The supplier that won can be a potential partner for you, or they could be a competitor, depending on how you look at it. If they are certified as a small business and DVBE, that means that they have a profile on eProcure that you can look at to see what keywords they were using. That's what I meant about being able to copy the work that's already been done, and it's completely fair and legal, and that's you're basically just using the information that's open to the public. You'll be able to see what was bought here and the department name, when it was started and when it ended, or when that contract ends, and that'll give you a clear indication of, you know, when they'll put it up for solicitation again, right? And what the supplier ID was. All that can be where you start before you put in a bid. So that way you're not just bidding blindly. You know what your competition is doing. You know what the winning bid was, and then you could strategize from there. Okay. Now, I mentioned earlier about small business and DVBE advocates, and wanted to kind of go over who they are and why they're important. It's important to know that nearly all the departments in the state that buys more than 100,000 has a designated employee called a small business or a disabled veteran business enterprise advocate. Their formal role is to assist you in pursuing your contracts within their department. Now, not all advocates are the same, meaning they might have different roles. So, it's going to be important for you to understand, like, if a name on that list is the person's no longer there, you may want to reach out to the manager within that department, or you can just reach out to OSDS, the department that I work for with DGS, to help you find an advocate. And let me just show you through eProcure exactly where to find these advocates. You would go back to the same homepage and you click on Find Training and Resource. And then you'll get to this page where it says contact a small business and DVBE advocate. And then from this page, you'll see a downloadable advocate directory. This takes you to our website with DGS. And then this is where that list will actually come from. Now, as you'll notice, there is some X's and a yellow highlight on there. The X's means that it's based on construction, and that construction narrows it down for you, kind of helps you to see what type of procurement is available within these state departments. So if you see an X there, it means that there are construction opportunities. And then the yellow, it just highlights being a first policy for that department is to reach out to small businesses and DVBEs. So knowing that, you already know off the bat that this part is important for them to actually work with small businesses like yourself. In this case, you would probably, if I was a small business, I would reach out to them first because they have a system in place. So in red, you'll see that departments highlighted, like I mentioned in yellow, has an SBDVBE first policy. So the program's very, very important to them. They want to make sure that they're getting the small businesses first. It's important for all the departments, but I'm just letting you know that the ones that took it to another level are the ones that are highlighted in yellow. And then the arrows specify the department's name, who they are. And then, as I mentioned, the X's for construction. All right, so next, we have some information on your capability statement. And this is an example. This is something you could download or, Google. You want to make sure that it includes your certification number, the UNSPSC codes that the state uses, and any relevant certificates that you may have. This is a way for you to sell yourself, your service, and your products, right? And you could have this page front and back. I would, if you've done any type of government work, I would state it on there, or anything that's relevant to state contract work, you would want to put it on consider this as kind of like your resume for state government. I've seen where it is tailored specifically for state government. You don't have to, you could have it for both state and federal, but it does make the advocates and the buyers' jobs easier when looking for products and services. All right, so we actually have some information on prompt payment and what that means. So prompt payment really requires state agents to pay on time, to pay small businesses or DVB or just any business on time. It requires state agencies to pay properly submitted and undisputed invoices within 45 calendar days upon the initial receipt. So this act allows state agencies or mandates state agencies to calculate and pay appropriate late payment penalties as specified in government code section 927. So this is part of the benefits of actually being certified with the state government. And how to leverage your prompt payment if you have any issues with getting paid on time. You're going to want to reach out to the small business advocate that I showed you earlier. This is, towards the, let's say you've made it, you want a contract, but now it's time to get paid. You're going to, if you're having any disputes or getting paid, I would reach out to the small business advocate, or you could reach out to OSDS Help. That's OSDS Help at dgs.ca.gov. All right. Also wanted to actually talk about the SB DVBE Emergency Registry and what that means. And this is a separate portal for California certified businesses to register. So this is, if you've done any type of work or are familiar with our program, this is something that we've added. It's different from the system. This portal will include businesses that are able to provide goods and services that are predetermined emergency categories. So if you are a business that is able to provide a service during an emergency at any time, this may be an opportunity for you to get registered. And it's stating that you have to be ready and able to support during an emergency. That it actually allows for you to be around the clock. Your turnaround time could be any time of the day. So if you're not capable of immediately providing the goods and services 24 hours, within 24 hours, 7 days a week, then this might not be something you want to register or sign up for. So these are some of the categories and information. There's more list as we move further, but some of the examples are debris removal, during wildfires, facilities maintenance, repair, fire protection, traffic control, and so much more. So we're working with small businesses to actually go within this system to help small businesses and DVBEs during emergency purchases, because we found that they are the ones that are being left out during these opportunities. So if you have a service or a product that can be useful, this is worth getting involved in. All right, so in order to register, all you'll need is your certification number. Once you're certified with the state, you'll get a certification number, emergency categories, what's the products and services that you're providing, your business address, and your contact information. And this gives you the steps as to how to access it and actually be added on the list as a certified business that can do emergency type work. If you need more information on this, you could reach out to us, and we provided the email box on there. I mentioned earlier Reciprocity Partners for small business and disabled veteran business enterprise. And this is a partner within the state for city, county agency, or special districts that honors our state small business and DVBE program or certification as an acceptance into their individual business enterprise program. And basically, this allows for more opportunities. So let's say there's not an opportunity for you within the state. Well, we've streamlined the process so you could get more opportunities within the reciprocity that that has other solicitation opportunities that may work for you. You do want to see what the parameters are within their scope of involvement in participation. So they might have different guidelines or protocols, but I'm just letting you know that there are more opportunities for you aside from state procurement. And we also work with different resources, one being SCORE, of course. They're about business mentorship and connecting a new business owner with an established one to help your industry to help your industry grow. They provide planning, marketing, access to capital webinars. I'm sure they'll talk about more about that later within this webinar. There's the Procurement Technical Assistance Center. They require that you at least be in business for 2 years. And then there is the SBDC, Small Business Development Center for new businesses. So they provide business consultation and planning, marketing, access to capital, things like that. So it really depends where you're at within your business and reaching out to these different resources. And I mentioned earlier also what CUF is, or wanted to talk about the purpose of CUF. So what it really is to prevent pass-throughs, to ensure that the preference is given to work performed on the contract. So this just means that, you know, we want to make sure the people that are getting certified and using the incentives that's for this program is for the small businesses that are actually doing the work. CUF does not exist outside of the contract. So getting certified does not automatically mean that the firm performs a commercially useful function. And the CUF evaluation is done by the buyer's contract officials of the awarding department, pre-award and post-award during the life of the contract. So as long as you're being straightforward with what you're doing within the solicitation, and this is something that you don't need to worry about. Additionally, if you're not compliant, there can be violations that can lead to penalties, sanctions, and a possible loss of your small business and DVBE certification eligibility. In short, if your business, you must do what you were hired to do, be transparent, and be honest with the contract administrator. So in review, we went over what the California State Contracts Register is, the updating your profile, state contract procurement registration, the skippers, and how to review past purchases, who the DVBE advocates are and how to find them, Reciprocity Partners and other opportunities, the resources, what commercially useful function is. And next, we'd like to know, your success stories. Like once, you get your bids going and you actually win a contract, we'd like for you to contact us and share those stories with us. Again, my contact information is here. You could reach out to business_outreach@dgs.ca.gov. We have a team of staff within DGS Outreach that responds to this. So any questions that you may have, anything that was unclear to you, you could send it to business_outreach@dgs.ca.gov. And we also book appointments for one-on-one consultation. Basically, you just can book an appointment through the screen, take a picture if it'll take you to the actual site for appointments, and you can meet one of our staff members to help address some of the questions that you may have. And you may be able to follow us on LinkedIn also. And if you want to share it with other small businesses and DVBEs to help them gain some opportunities that may not that may have not been able to attend this presentation, you could follow us at #OSDS Business Outreach. And that's all we have for now in regards to Certified Now What. I'm gonna pass it back to Score to go over a poll.
Thank you.
Speak.
Thank you,
Are you still with
Darwin.
us?
I
Yeah.
am, yes. Thank you, Darwin. Oh my gosh, that was so much information and very, very important information. I mean, that's just opportunity, for us as a business owner to make more money, like how do we increase our sales? And that government contracting, my gosh, it's mind blowing, the opportunity that they have, and we never knew about that. It's such a great, government needs everything. They need products, they need services, and through you, they are sending information to people like, small business owners, to participate in their program. And we want to thank you so much, for providing us such a great, very valuable information. And hopefully, this is going to help to our small business owners, who are attending this call. So now we have an exit poll. So the first question is, was today's webinar informative? And question number 2 is, are you prepared to do business with the state? And question number 3 is asking, would you like a mentor experienced with government contracting? Question number 4, would you recommend Score to a friend? So please take a few seconds and answer these questions, because this way we know what we need to change. So we can, how we get better, or what things we need to work on. Okay, so we are waiting for your answers. Okay, so great. We have the results. So everybody thought this presentation, this webinar was informative. That is, yes, that is true. So everybody is prepared to do business with the state. That is great also, right? So the more we know, the more we, find opportunities. So we learned a lot from today's webinar. And the question number 3 was like, are you, wanting to have a mentor that is experienced with government contracting? So half of you do want, mentor, and maybe the other half are not ready yet, but we'll wait for you. And the question number 4 was, would you recommend SCORE to a friend? And everybody said, yes, they will recommend. And we want to thank you, as a SCORE volunteer to give us this chance to teach, people, small business owners, the opportunities that we have. Okay, so can we have the next slide, please? Okay, so the mentor with SCORE. How do you, get a mentor with SCORE? So this is the website that you can go to, www.score.org/find mentor. So we with the SCORE are volunteers that we do free help. So we provide like a subject matters, like whatever you're working on, you need help on the financials side of your business, you need help with the marketing, or you need help with the business plannings, and we help with everything, okay, regarding about your business plannings. So we have, sorry, can we go back to the
I'm sorry.
last slide? Thank you, Darwin. Thank you. So we have a lot of resources, and we have a lot of mentors that are experts in different fields. So whatever you have a business, we have a mentor for you. Okay, so can we go to the next slide, please? So these are the upcoming webinars. So next week we have a social media 101 webinar coming up. May 19, we have DGS 103, finding opportunities with the government. So that's great. If you want to learn more, please join the next session next week. Okay. May 26, meet the buyers. And May 27, Google make your website work for you. So this is just such a great information, as a business owners, this is a free information, and this way that we can, help to expand our business. And you can also visit www.centralvalley.score.org for additional webinars, resources, and on-demand workshops. Okay, a lot of information available. Okay, so also with SCORE, we have templates of business planning, financial templates, and that's the, those are the hyperlink. When you click on it, they become live, and you can, you can see the workshops, I mean the templates, the worksheets. So the next one is Google marketing tools for your business. And then we have access to Capital 101. So these are some of the workshops and some of the templates that are available for you as a small business owners to utilize and take advantage of these this information. Okay, next slide, please, Darwin. Thank you. And then we have more, how do you determine, what is your legal structure of your business? What is the company, either it's LLC or you're trying to do corp, as corporation. So this is where you can find out, what is the right for you. So, and then we can also, be reached at with the the website www.score.org, and then you can also contact us. That's the the email address that you can reach us. And then also, how can we help you? These www.centralvalley.score.org, and that's where you can, we have lots of information, and you can request for a mentor, and you can view the workshops, previous recordings, or the upcoming workshop. You can register. So we have great wealth of information on SCORE platform, and then we can also help you with the networking and also guide you to the right person for your business help. Okay. And we have next, we have some questions and answers. And so I think we are all ready for your questions. And thank you so much for being here, this morning with us. And hopefully, we were able to provide you some valuable information. And thank you so much. Thank you, Darwin. Thank you so much. And let's have some questions.
Thank you, Darwin. Thank you, Jaspreet. I have a few questions here in the chat. So Darwin, someone's asking, Is there a limit on how many codes or keywords that they can add to their profile regarding
what?
the UNSPSC codes?
That's a great question. I don't think there is a limit as far as the codes is concerned. But again, like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to the certification profile, you want to make sure those codes are the ones that you're able to do, right? Because otherwise, you run into a credibility issue when it comes to them calling you and finding out, hey, you said you can do the work on your profile, but it turns you turn around and you're you can't. Now I'm not saying that you shouldn't put those, and things might change during the time, but if they're making multiple calls and it doesn't equal up, then you might want to remove those from your list of notifications, if that makes sense.
Okay. Question here for Jaspreet. Jaspreet, can SCORE help me create a capability statement, which capability is also a business plan? So do you want to take that one, Jaspreet?
Sure, yes. Thank you. That's a great question. So that's what we are here for. As a SCORE volunteer, we have a lot of different mentors. So we also we help you with the business planning. We also help you to do your assessment, your SWOT analysis, your strengths, your weaknesses, your threats, opportunities. So that is, where you find out, if you're ready to launch your business, or maybe you need some time, maybe you're not ready on the marketing side, or maybe you don't have the right customers. So we will, help you analyze, what your business plan is, what your business plan's weaknesses are, the strengths are. And like I said, that we have a lot of mentors that are willing to help you. If you don't like one mentor, you can have another one. So lots of webinars, a lot of workshops, especially today's workshop. You've seen like how do you do business with state? And there's so many business owners, they have no idea, if the state is, investing billions and billions of dollars on small business owners. So, these kind of information, you stay connected, you learn a lot, and that, information that you can use positively, for your business to expand. And I think, I hope I was able to answer that question correctly.
Excellent. Thank you, Jaspreet. And where can I find a list of categories for the SB DVBE emergency services?
You know what? Do me a favor and send me an email for that, and then I will keep in touch with you and give you all the information for the emergency list. I don't have it off the top of my head now. I think it's in the slides itself, but let's see if you want to.
Something you can send to me and I can include it as a handout, Darvin?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
The last question that I see here is, I have a child daycare center. Can I find opportunities with the state?
That's a great question. I was actually talking to Christina and about that with my wife. We have a home-based preschool. There was an opportunity, I don't know now, right? But there was an opportunity where you were able to provide a service, or there was a contract out for a state agency to actually facilitate the caregiving for toddlers and babies within the agency. I don't know where that is now, post-COVID, right? But if there is any type of contract like that, the best thing to do is go through our skippers to do the research and find it, or maybe reach out to the advocate themselves, because these are things that they would better know. I'm more of like the messenger. For DGS, I know that's not in the works right now. I've never seen it, but that's not to say other state agencies may not.
All right. Well, it looks like those are all the questions that I have. I don't know if anybody else received any questions, but thank you very much for today's webinar, Darvin and Jaspreet. Thank you very much for joining us and sharing your knowledge and expertise as well.
Not a problem. Thank you for inviting us. And also, you know, you want to check within our eProcure system, because we provide resources for updates and training also. So like I said, you could book an appointment with us if there's more questions that you may have within the program itself, and we'll be more than happy to help answer that for you.
Okay, excellent. Well, that concludes today's webinar. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Darwin. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you.